Welcome back to Kiston, everybody. Hooray, hooray. We are back for our 10th session. So without further ado, why don't we go ahead and introduce our characters. And we'll start over here. Eldrina.
Hello, my name is Liana, and I will be playing the role of Eldrina this evening. She is a warlock vampire.
Excellent. Lorna?
Hi, I'm Jeff, and I'm going to be playing Lorna, who is a half-orc bard of valor.
Thimble?
I'm playing Thimble, Peep Peep, the small mouse folk monk, prince of the Quiche clan, heir to the Peep Peep throne, yada yada.
Yeah. Pluto?
Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm playing Pluto. He's a giant polar bear barbarian that'll mess your face up.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And finally, Green.
Hello, I am playing your everyday normal rogue who sneaks and stabs and also cracks stupid jokes.
Now that we have introduced our players, let's go ahead and jump into the adventure. On our third night, Presidith detected a familiar smell in the woods. As we followed him into the land here, he brought us to this ruined campsite of some sort. A couple of broken down buildings of stone and remnants and ruins laying everywhere. He says that this is where he was raised. This is where your ancestors and him lived for a little while. Before we could hear more from Presidith on that, you found something, Eldrina, in the dirt. You kicked up some unearthed artifact from the campsite. A chest. Must be thousands of years old, but still latched shut. And inside, as we discovered, were the following items. 1. Some dirt. 2.
Classic.
A comb. Not just any comb, though. A comb with the remnants of whatever scalp it was braiding the hair from. And underneath of the comb, it appears, you pull out a bathrobe. There are not 1, not 2, but 12 salt rocks lying in the bottom of the chest. And finally, most interestingly, as you guys are sorting through this weird hodgepodge of items, there are these dried leaves. They are pretty small and withered at this state, but they must have been massive at one point in time. Big banana leaves. As you very carefully handle these dried leaves, you can tell, Eldrina, that on them are maybe some remnants of markings. Like maybe this was an old world piece of parchment or something. And that, the sentence, is what you find in the chest. What do you do?
Who would want to save all of this junk?
I pick up one of the salt rocks. Who would want this?
I pick up the comb and scalp, like, you know, very, like, gross, and I, like, toss it.
I know what you guys are saying because this robe it's kind of nice. I pick it up. I kind of like this. I mean, it smells, but hey, I mean, I smelled worse. You know?
Okay, and I slip the salt rock sneakily into my pocket.
Eldrina, at this point, as they're all surrounding the box, you can also tell that etched on the side of the chest, in rough stone tools, it must have been, because it's very rough, are some old initials, some old letterings. Having been 2,000 years ago, the alphabet is not quite what you would recognize. It's not the same common that you yourself would maybe write your name in. If anybody thinks they have the history skill required, I'll allow a history check.
I'll give it a shot. That's 19 in history.
So I'll let you know then, Lorna. As you lean down and you check out these runic scribings, that this old alphabet, this pre-common common, it's got a relatively easy cipher. You can translate it, not unlike one would translate Old English. And when you make it out, it looks like it must be the initials or the names of whoever crafted the chest. And the letters, of course, are E, H, G. As you're looking at him, though, Presidith is going to lean in. Oh, yeah! Yeah! I know what this is. This was the chest. Yeah, this was the chest they used.
Treasure?
They?
Yeah. Your ancestors, when we lived here, we used this chest for everything. It had our clothes in it, and it had our weapons in it, and it had those things, the rocks. Oh boy, a lot of rocks for sure. And Presidith will strut around the camp for a little bit, looking at the buildings as he's talking to you guys, and he'll say, "Oh yeah, we must have lived here for years, and that chest had everything in it. Oh boy, it sure brings back some memories."
I guess this is what they really liked and coveted. Rocks, robes, and leaves.
What a weird people.
Yeah.
So, Thimble, as they are looking at it, you can tell that the crickets and the owls and the birds in the forest have really quieted up real fast. And there's a quiet that comes over the little campsite.
Things have quieted down. We should get some
Man,
cover.
we took a break.
Yeah.
Decided. We gotta. Do you notice that?
He says, "Oh yeah, maybe we should just keep running then."
We want to take what's in this with us, or should we just leave it? Should we hide here?
I'll take the rocks.
I'm gonna take everything and put it in my bag of holding that's left.
I don't think there's going to be a better place to hide than all these buildings.
But Presidith wouldn't be able to hide.
That's true.
Let's just run.
Get back into the forest, yeah. I can live with that.
Sure. I agree.
As we are running and the night has set in, 3 of you have night vision, or dark vision. 2 of you do not, which means you'll basically be running into pitch blackness of the jungle, and obviously we don't want to light a torch. What is your game plan here for dark vision?
If I may,
Wait, we have
do I still have dark vision? We ran out.
goggles?
That's true. So in that case, then, we will go ahead and turn on our night vision goggles.
Hell yes.
Hey, green. It's green, like you.
Oh, I've never seen night vision or really needed it because I just see everything. But that's lovely, and I appreciate it. Then let's just keep moving, please.
You should try it sometime.
I should. Can I see yours?
Yeah.
I take Pluto's and put it on. Oh wow, you're not kidding. This actually is really green. Holy. Is this what you guys see like at night? I just see gray.
Oh, all right.
Gray. Yes.
Green of green. I don't.
It's double green. Here you go. Thanks, Pluto.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and do an encounter roll now.
Oh.
That is not an encounter for tonight. So
Heck
we
yes.
will keep journeying.
Listen, I hate to say it, but we can't keep running forever. We've got to find somewhere to stop and recover.
Yeah. Presidith, you around?
He catches up, running from behind. All right, we can probably just keep running for a little bit longer, and we can get to the mountain. There's just one little problem you guys should be aware of. This is the edge of a large body of water, big, bright blue water shining under the night sky. when you look out, it almost seems like it's the ocean. It's just so vast. However, very far off in the horizon, you think you can make out what appears to be maybe a body of land. Very, very far away. And Presidith says, well, the fastest way to get to the peaks where the crystal caves are is across the water. And peeking his head out from the jungle grove and looking up, you guys can tell that obviously over water are clear skies. There is no canopy to protect you. There is no shelter. So he looks back at you guys and he says, I know another way. We can go around the river, but it might take us a little while longer.
Gotta Oregon Trail this.
How long do you think it'll take? How far across is the river? You said it's very, very distant. Could we maybe, like, gauge how long it would take to raft or ford across?
I would say that having also, I believe Green is also from Eisenhound, right?
Yeah.
Where there's lots of forests and rivers. You can probably tell that this river is wider than any river you've come across in Eisenhound. So this is a very unnatural river, but it's... I mean, just judging, if those are mountains on the other side, then it's got to be at least 10, 15 miles wide. Traveling across it, wading through it would take like a whole day. However, we don't have to walk through it, as we do have a very large dragon that we have all flown on the back of already.
How well patrolled is this place at night?
I can't say under these conditions. Yatil's been given a lot of commands out, and, just like how he tells me to go patrol someplace, he might have told somebody else to patrol the river. He's a pretty smart guy, so almost certainly, but... And he looks out into the sky. I don't see anything.
Would they be able to sense us if they couldn't see us?
Oh, absolutely. If you guys were invisible right now, I could feel the air around you. We're pretty good at things like that.
Hey, Eldrina.
So, I do have a rowboat, if that's useful to you all.
I think that'll be pretty useful. Just speaking on, the fact that it's a river. You have a rowboat? That's very well hidden, might I say.
Oh yes, I'm always very prepared. If you like, I can always retrieve it. Alright, I'm gonna go into my bag and pull out my patch for a rowboat.
Oh no.
Here it is. Right, it's right here. Just have to say a few magic words and poof, it'll appear. I also have a horse. I always keep a horse on me.
Wow.
That's exactly how rich are you?
Oh, I don't want to talk about that. Money means nothing.
If we survive this, I don't think money's going to be an issue.
Presidith, how far away is this walk around?
Well, since we're going to have to keep going through the woods, obviously we're going to be a lot slower than flying or boating across the water. I mean, we'll lose a few days. Probably no more than 4.
Does anybody know what time it is? Roughly? I'm not really good at this kind of stuff.
I'd say 2 a.m. Probably, going off of everything from last night.
Because if it's like later in the night and we sleep or we spend the night, we have to hide for the full day, because I really do not want to be making this crossing in the daytime.
Decided for the rowboat over, how long do you think it would take us?
Well, I don't know how fast boats go, but I can make the crossing in only a couple minutes.
Yes, that might be best. Also, we could always use this boat to leave, if we need to.
It's true.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes. That's a couple of minutes out in the open.
Yeah, I vote doing it quick and dirty.
Presidith, are there any dragons like you that kind of sympathize with us, or is it solely a you venture?
Oh, no. you shouldn't trust any other dragons you come across. Nobody else knew your granddaddies like I did. And you know, Yato's got a tight hold on things around here. You never know who could be, you know, just trying to kill ya for him.
And on the other side, there's cover. It's not just mountains, right? Like, there's some cover that we can hide in, get some rest, right?
Well, the Montiferous Peak sits on the water, so we'd basically be at the Crystal Caves once we make the crossing.
I don't really see any other way. I mean, 4 days journey just to dodge a few minutes out in the open?
Right, there's no guarantee that we wouldn't be tracked down.
Presidith, you said that you can sense us even if you do not see us. Is that because you can smell us?
I don't know how to explain it. I can feel things around me. It's the way the air moves and the ground shakes. It makes us very good hunters.
Yes, that does make sense.
A weather pattern that disrupts it? Storms, anything like that that might make it harder for you to detect where somebody is?
Sure. If maybe there was a lot of wind and a lot of water, then that would make it pretty hard. You have to be almost invisible too, because our eyes are very good even in storms. But a big enough storm would definitely keep me, or at least anyone like me, from detecting you.
So, are we gonna do boat or dragon? I think that's what we need to vote on. Because I think
dragon's probably the fastest and safest.
So fly on Presidith?
I say we go for it.
Alright. So he'll lean down real close, and he'll just say, "Over it, everybody, get on. We'll try to make this as quiet and quick as possible. And keep your eyes on the skies."
There's no way this could possibly go wrong.
I take a swig from
Why
my
do you have to say that, Barry? Why?
Can I have a sip of that? Do you
Oh,
mind,
absolutely.
Pluto? Oh, thank you. Thank the gods. I got a 1.
Hey, you got the best one.
Hell yeah.
Colin Amber.
Oh, I like this stuff.
This is the stuff you liked.
Yeah. Good for a last drink.
Now, it doesn't take long at all for us to get over the water and far away enough from land, maybe 400, 500 feet away from land, before the first trouble does start to appear. Probably no thanks to Green saying something.
I'll take the blame.
Thimble, as everybody else and yourself has their eyes on the skies, your wide field of view catches something below. A movement, a shape in the water. And it doesn't look like anybody else has noticed it yet. Not even Presidith, with all of his fancy sight.
I'm gonna tap him on the back and say, "Look down, do you see something?"
Oh yeah, and as you look down, and as Presidith looks down, there is a horrible roar as the water surface is broken, and the head of a creature lurches out of the water and takes a quick strike out at Presidith, knocking the whole dragon airship asunder here. As you guys all hang on to Presidith for your lives, as he is thrown to the side, you only catch a quick glimpse of the serpent-like creature as it appears up out of the water, gets its bite, tackles the crew, and disappears below the surface, continuing to trail us as a shadow under the water. I need a strength saving throw from all 5 of you.
26.
Lorna, 24.
Okay.
A 17.
A 7.
I got a 1. Unnatural. But
All right, so
my
everybody
strength is
except
+1.
for Pluto and Lorna are going to get knocked off of... So they're going to get knocked prone, is the mechanic. And when you are knocked prone from Presidith, you are actually going to fall off and into the water. So the beast, the head comes out, strikes Presidith, throws you guys to the side, and 3 of you fall off and into the water here. Pluto and Lorna, not only do you guys get to stay on board, you get to take half of this damage. So everybody is going to take a grand total of 26 damage. Pluto and Lorna, you're going to take 13. That is it for the ambush, the surprise round. So let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative for me. All right, so top of round 1. So up first then is going to be Pluto. You are not in the water. You are on Presidith's back. So what would you like to do?
The creature hasn't resurfaced again, has he? Like I can't.
It has
tell where
not. No.
Okay. I'm gonna raid, and I'm gonna have to roll for Wild Surge. So I got a 4, so it says until my rage ends, I get a +2 to my AC. And whenever a creature within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack, that creature takes force damage equal to my con mod. I'll prep my
I have a question
action.
for you. How does this force show up on Pluto, right? So he's just been attacked. He goes into, fight or flight mode here, goes into rage. And what is this magical energy that creates this force damage in this heightened defense?
Yeah, so it's like almost like a glowing halo that kind of emerges around him. So you hear this big battle. It's like a misty, glowy halo around him. That's this force.
Okay, great.
I'd like to prep my action for the moment I see that thing emerge. I will jump off his back and dive for it with my great axe.
Sounds good. We'll move on then. Eldrina, you are in the water. Presidith is 20 feet above you, having just been shaken. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and conjure a water elemental.
Is that conjure minor elemental or conjure elemental?
Conjure elemental, honey. I want the big
that's a
daddy
big one,
of
yeah.
elementals.
Hey, Green.
Hey, what?
I hope the mouse one knows how to swim.
I hope I remember how.
You hit the water there. With a flick of your wrist and a bit of your own magical energies, the water around you springs to life, forming a face and some hands. That is an action, so you still have a bonus and a move. And I will add the elemental to your...
All right, then. Well, I am going to just motion for my friends to come over to me.
Then we'll move on to Green. You're also in the water nearby.
So the water elemental's by you, correct, Eldrina? I'm gonna ready a regular fragmentation grenade and just kind of hold it in my hand. And if it looks like it's coming towards us, I want to try to throw it to divert it from like coming at us. So like have it hit the water and explode.
All right. And you're not trying to necessarily kill him, but you are trying to create an explosion big enough that he is uninterested. That
Buy,
he is,
buy us at least a round
tossed away.
so we can get back on. Yeah,
Exactly. Yep.
Yep.
I gotcha.
Cool.
So you have readied your diversion, and we're going to move on then. It is Presidith's turn, so he is going to fly down. He can get there so that Green and Thimble are within reach, but Eldrina would not be in reach here. So Green and Thimble, I'm going to assume you guys want to get on his back?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll climb you guys up there. And then he will finish his round just getting slightly closer to Eldrina. Mostly, though, he has to stop his momentum. He's skirting to a halt and then swooping down to try to grab you guys again. Lorna, it is your turn. Eldrina is still in the water with her new water elemental friend. What do you want to do?
Alright, I'm going to cast Major Image. I'm going to create a giant octopus.
Nice.
And presumably
Yeah.
this is to sort of be like a prey, something more delicious looking or something?
Yes, something more appetizing for it to go after.
Okay. So you have conjured the octopus. It is just dawdling and slowly moving away from where we are, so that the creature doesn't get close to us. What do you want? Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right, Thimble, we are to you. You have gotten onto the dragon's back. You can still see Eldrina just below you in the water.
All right. And we can't see where that thing went, right?
I mean, we can see some shadows underneath the water, but with how little we get to look at it, we can't tell if it's really big and really far away or if it's small and nearby. So there's just a shadow swiftly moving underneath of us.
I think I'm just gonna try to aim as close as I can to whatever that shadow is doing. I just want to see if we can get an outline of where it is. So I'm gonna cast Searing Sunburst at it.
All right.
that creates an orb of light that erupts into an explosion. I'm trying to do like a flashbang to try to get an outline of the shadow.
That was an 18 on the die, so he is going to succeed on that. He does not take any damage on a successful check. And the light itself, the sphere of radiant light, will give you a brief outline of him. As you can see, his massive roaring face is currently, you know, diving up to the surface to you guys. And he appears to be coming for Presidith over anything else.
That's it.
All right. So in that case, if Thimble is done, the creature is going to actually emerge then. And now, because Presidith is all the way at water level down below, he's basically going to appear, and then he's going to latch on to Presidith and just bite onto Presidith's left wing as hard as he can. And Pluto, this is when your ready to action is going to happen, yeah?
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna jump off his back and smash my great axe against his head twice.
Excellent. You can go ahead and make some rolls there.
24, 22.
Those are both going to miss. So you're going to make contact with this massive, you know, Goliath of a serpent. And you're going to find out that his scales are basically as hard as diamond. Your axe, even held up over your head with all of your rage might, is going to come down and clang against the outside of this creature. He is nearly impenetrable, judging from the weight of your blow. So you'll jump out, you'll get the hits, and then he will do his attacks. In this case, he is doing another breach tackle. So I'm going to need another strength saving throw from Thimble, Green, and Lorna.
22.
Green 13.
Thimble 10.
All three of you are going to fail that time. This close to the water, he's going to reach up. Here you will get Presidith's left wing, and when he grabs and he bites into it, Presidith's whole body is going to lurch sideways and fall into the bite, into the pool, which is going to throw all three of you, again, off Presidith's back and into the water. So as you guys are all falling off, you can see, looking back, the sheer shock and fear on Presidith's face as he is literally grabbed by the wing, unable to fly off, as he's just lurching and pulling back against the creature and yelling out in Infernal is the language he's using, actually, not Draconic. That is it for the creature's turn. So we're going to start at the top of the round. Congratulations, we have survived one round against the creature. Pluto, top of the round, you are in the water. You are right next to the creature as he is eating at Presidith.
I'd like to climb onto the creature, if I may.
Okay. Yeah, sure. No check really needed. You can just get onto the back of his head here.
Oh, I'm going for like the neck area, because I want to throw fragment grenades down its throat.
Okay, sure. So you don't have to roll anything to throw it. I just have to make the save.
It. I'm trying to shove it down its throat. Like, I'm climbing up towards the neck, and I'm assuming he...
I think because he's so focused on Presidith, you can get in there if you want to throw the grenade down. I just have to make the save for the grenade here. Ooh, so I will take half damage. So go ahead and roll for me.
14, so 7.
Thank you. Alright. And that's your action. That was your move. You climbed up. We're going to move on. It is Eldrina's turn. So, Eldrina, you are back in the water. Well, actually, you never left the water. You are still over there. So, you get to take a whole turn, and then your water elemental also gets to take a whole turn.
I am going to shoot that thing with Eldritch Blast.
Alright, go ahead and make some attack rolls for me.
24 to hit.
That is going to be a miss. So that, again, like the axe, is going to just rebound off the hide.
So then I'm going to, since I don't... anything else I can do, my water elemental can swim 90 feet. So can I have him swim on over and whelm this thing?
Sure. So he's going to fail that saving throw. So what does that whelm do then?
On a failure, a target takes 2d8 plus 4 bludgeoning damage.
So go ahead and roll that.
14.
All right, so that is the water elemental's turn. I will move on to green.
So I'm gonna come to the surface again for the second time, 20 seconds falling into the water, and
Yep.
I'm gonna slide the grenade I had prepped in my pocket and pull out one of the lightning grenades, and then I'm gonna swim over.
Oh,
to,
yeah, the Kyrulium.
Yeah, the Kyrulium grenade, and then I'm gonna try to do the same thing where sleight of hand it into the dragon's mouth.
It is easy to get up there and throw something in it. I mean, think about a whale mouth, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just click it and just hope you like lightning, and then I'm gonna push myself off because I don't know how bad this is gonna be.
He is going to make that save. So you can go ahead and roll...
Half damage. 10d6. 38. So it'd be 19, I think.
Yep. He will take solid 19 damage. Lightning damage.
Lightning damage.
Anything else?
I'm just gonna dash like 20 feet away. I still want to be kind of close for another hit, but I don't want to be that close.
A little further away.
Perfect.
Yep, got it. So I'm going to go ahead and do opposing strength checks now for Presidith versus the water creature. Presidith got, it looks like a 7 on the die, and the creature got what appears to be a 12 on the die. So Presidith is going to unfortunately use his action to try to pull away, but the more he pulls from the creature, the more his wing is being torn at in the creature's mouth.
Jeez.
And he is, you know, you can see bits of the wing fiber start to tear under Presidith's pull. And he leans out to you guys, and he says, "Help! Help! Get him off of me! He's gonna pull me under! It's the Dragon Eater! It's real!" And with that, it is Lorna's turn.
I'm going to swim over to Presidith, and I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement.
And how does that affect grapples? Remind me.
So for the duration, it's unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells that can't cause it to the speed to be reduced or cause it to be paralyzed or restrained. Can spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints such as manacles or grapple, and finally, being underwater imposes no penalties to its movement or attacks.
It's an awesome spell.
So you guys watch Lorna swim out and raise her arms over the surface of the water and throw them onto Presidith. And as she does that, so you can see almost like conveyor belts. You know, this energy comes out and onto Presidith, and rolling action of the magic creates this constantly slipping surface that is helping him pull away and off of anything that's got him grabbed. Not to mention you can see the effect it has on the water underneath of him. And it looks like he has just been enchanted with Lorna's freedom of movement. You still have a bonus and a movement.
Yeah, I'm going to back away, and then I'm going to... I'll inspire Presidith. Give him an inspiration.
All right, so with that, it is going to be the, we'll call it the Dragon Eater, right? Presidith said. So the Dragon Eater on his turn then is going to, since he has Presidith grappled, what he can just do is basically submerge. And you guys are going to watch as the three of them, Pluto, the Dragon Eater, and Presidith, all sink down about 20 feet under the water until they become shapes as well, leaving just you guys and the octopus for now. So that's the end of round 2, so we have survived 2 rounds now.
Oh boy.
Did any of us get opportunity attacks from them submerging?
Thimble, you were the only one within range. So do you have like a fist or something you'd like to try to throw at it?
Yeah, I'll throw a fist at it. We'll see what happens.
Do I not?
Alright, let's go!
The gauchos on this guy.
28 to hit.
That's not going to be a hit.
Oh my
You are pulling
God.
all of your energy back and focusing it onto the external. I mean, it is harder than coral and more solid than bedrock. You know, this creature is nearly impenetrable. So, at the top of the round, Pluto, you are still hanging onto the creature's neck.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Can I take a javelin to its eye?
Go ahead and give me an attack.
That's a crit.
A crit is an automatic hit. So you do get to actually get him in the eye there. So you're going to have to go ahead and give me your damage for that.
I do have really brutal critical, so that's 13.
All right, 13. Thank you very much.
Now is he blind?
He is not blinded. I'll say that you got him in the eye. You definitely got a spear in the eye of the creature for sure, but he's not blinded. He does have several eyes. I'll let you know that it does look like Presidith is slipping off of the creature at this point, right? Thanks to the freedom of movement.
Well then, can I use my movement to grab onto Presidith?
Then we will do that then. Alright, it is Eldrina's turn. Eldrina, you are still on the surface, so they are nowhere to be seen. Your water elemental does have a great swim speed, so obviously if you want to send the water elemental underwater, you could.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. So we'll go ahead and send the water elemental underwater. We're going to slam into this dude twice.
Well, as we know, neither of those are going to hit, so don't worry about doing damage this time around. You have your own turn, of course, so if you would like to take an action.
I don't really have anything, so...
Then I'm going to go ahead and move on to Green. Green, you get to go, and then it's Presidith's turn. So you'll be the last person to go before Presidith resurfaces again.
Gotcha. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my head underwater and look at where Presidith is going to come up.
Sure.
And I'm just going to position myself
here.
I'm just going to position myself directly over it, so that way as he surfaces, I can just grab onto him and get out of the water.
Great. So I've moved you in over by Thimble, so you and Thimble will basically be right on top of him as he comes out.
And then I'm going to prep another grenade, and if it follows and comes up directly under Presidith again, I'm just going to lob it directly down the gullet.
Great. We have noticed that the grenades do seem to be exploding inside the creature, and though they haven't done a lot of damage, there has been some effect.
That's me.
So in that case, we'll move on. Presidith is going to surface. So Presidith already has Pluto on top of him, and Thimble, you can just feel the water underneath him. You really start to rush up as the massive wings come out of the water, and you grab on and roll down the wing onto the back of Presidith. And Green, like you said, you've prepped yourself for this in the first place. So I will throw all three of you back on Presidith, and we have taken again to the air. All right, so he's escaped. It is Lorna's turn. So Lorna, you are approximately 30 feet away from Presidith there, as he's flown up. We'll say he's 10 feet above the water at the moment. He had to really get away from the water.
I say, Eldrina, come on, and I'm going to cast Polymorph. And I'm going to polymorph into a giant whale.
A whole whale. A whole whale.
An entire whale.
James has been waiting for years for this moment to break out his whale mini.
I'm literally wondering when or if it might ever happen that he doesn't have a mini prepared.
Yeah.
No, Eldrina, you don't even have to move. Basically, this whale is so big that when it appears, it's going to just grow and appear under you and plop under you. So I will put Lorna off the board, and I will plop Eldrina on the whale. Now, what's a whale's swim speed?
It is 60.
Okay, so it's not quite as fast as Presidith's fly speed, just so you know. So if you are going to stay whale, you will be lagging. But this does get, the two of you together and in a maybe a slightly better position. You still have a movement and a bonus, Lorna.
Yeah. I'm going to try and follow Presidith as best as I can, not acknowledging I'm not quite as fast, but I'm going to go as quickly as I can.
This is a beautiful moment. I'm like stroking your back. Thank you so much for this.
So, in that case, we will move on to Thimble, who is on Presidith. Presidith is starting to take off now, so we'll say that all of you, Presidith and the whale, are now heading off in the direction again. We are crossing the water. The journey is back on. The Dragon Eater is still following behind. He is almost certainly going to pop up again at any second.
For sure. I'm going to look up to the skies. Is there anything that we might have gotten their attention?
The good news, or the bad news, is that the skies still appear to be fairly empty. You can see maybe a starlight twinkle, and you're like, was that a twinkle, or did something just fly in front of that star? You're not seeing any real shapes, but you are just seeing slight movements that could be a bird.
Then I'm gonna... Actually, can I ready a dodge?
Yes, you can. As an action, you can dodge, and when you do that, you will have advantage on that strength save.
Great.
All right, if that's it for Thimble, then we will move on. And the Dragon Eater, he's just going to basically latch onto Presidith's foot in this case. So he'll be just underneath of you guys, coming up and biting. He's going to get 2 bites here.
Does that go off as he breaches?
Oh yeah, as he
Because
breaches, you know, he's coming up, mouth open, like Jaws. That gives you the perfect opening to throw it in. So go ahead, and I will do a quick save, and you can roll damage.
Gotcha. Thank you.
I did get a high roll.
18, so 9 damage.
All right. So as Presidith is flapping his wings and pulling against the current, he sort of leans back his head a little bit to you guys. Can you get him off of me? Please, get him off of me! The Dragon Eater does get 2 attack. That is a crit and a 17 on the die.
Jeez.
The Valor Inspiration lets you roll. You can add
to
the
subtract.
D10 to his AC if necessary.
Or add it to the AC.
It adds
you know what? I will do
AC.
that. Yeah, I will add that D10 then in that case. 4. Okay. However, that's still going to hit. He's going to take 59 damage, in addition to what he's already taken from the earlier rounds.
Jesus.
So Presidith is sitting at... Presidith is currently sitting, I'll say this, he's less than 150 HP, which for a dragon is actually pretty low.
He's bloodied.
Yeah, if we're going to use 4th edition terms, he's bloodied. But that is going to be the end of the round, so we have survived 3 rounds against the Dragon Eater so far.
We're doing so great, guys.
This is not helping.
This
That
is
language
so
is
great.
not helping.
We're doing amazing.
We'll start the top of the round. It is Pluto. You are on Presidith's back here. Looking down, you can see that the Dragon Eater has latched on firmly as we are flying away.
Still have my spear in his eye.
He does.
I take my 1,000-pound ass and jump down and try and kick that spear even further into his eye. Okay. That's a 10.
Alright, so that's... Yeah, you're going to jump down, and you're going to try pushing and pushing, but the creature's massive head, it's giving too much resistance. You can't get that spear any further in. Do you want to try again? You have a second attack?
Yeah. So his teeth are out, right?
Yes. He's got a lot of
Alright.
teeth currently on Presidith's leg.
Yeah. Can I start? Can I pull out my great axe and start like hitting him at the gum line with it?
Okay, creative. I like it.
That is a 25.
It's unfortunately still nothing. This guy, whether it is the impenetrable hide or whether it's just the fact that his mouth is moving so much you can't get a clear shot on the gun line, we are having a lot of trouble making contact. We're having a lot of trouble doing damage. Green, it is your turn. You are also on Presidith's back.
I'm gonna like slide my way up to Presidith's front as I rip my backpack off, and I'm gonna start digging through it. I'm gonna lean forward and yell in his ear. Listen, I need you to start flying up right now. As soon as you break free, fly up so he can't jump up and grab you again, okay? I'm gonna drop a rope. And I'm gonna start basically taking the rope out, and I'm gonna... Is there a way I can maybe bind it around part of Presidith? And I want to drop the excess because Pluto's gonna die if we don't, like, get him out of the water.
I will say there's probably not a great place to tie this around. You know, from his back, you have access to his wings and his neck, which are 2 things that sound like you don't want the weight of a polar bear strangling. So you probably will just have to, you and Thimble have to hold on, right? You guys will have to pull and be the counterweight.
Look at Thimble. And I look down at myself. And I look over at the rope. And I realize that this is probably not going to work.
We'll find out. The rope has been dropped.
I have a 0 strength check.
I'm -1.
Woo!
I'm a mouse.
And I'm a half-dryad shark.
Alright, well,
talk
it
my
is
way.
Presidith's turn after Green. So Presidith will take that advice to heart. And instead he will fly up and away and out of reach, which will bring all of you guys here safely out of reach. Now, Pluto, there is a rope that has been thrown down, 50 feet of rope. And then Eldrina and Lorna Whale, you guys can also see Presidith is now flying straight up. Not really forward, but up and away from the creature. That is all he's going to do on his turn because he's not fighting, he's fleeing. And so as a Legendary action then. I'm going to go ahead and do a bite on Pluto, who is getting in the creature's mouth as he's trying to eat. And now that Presidith's leg has left the mouth is open to fill itself
Can I
with
do
something
one of those
else
strength
nearby.
things where I like hold the jaw open, you know, like movie style?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll say that if you don't die on this bite, it's because you are holding the mouth still, ajar.
I have resistance
Okay.
to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Good. So you will take less damage, but he will get a hit here. It's not a crit, so it's not going to do as much damage as it did to Presidith earlier. So you are instead just going to take a total of 30 damage.
Oh.
Simple.
So, you might feel those jaws come down and around you, but then instantly his mouth is pried back open. And Eldrina and Lorna, you can see as the head is over the water, the mouth is being pried and shaking open as Pluto has 2 teeth in both hands pushing against the monster, refusing to get swallowed. Thimble, you've got hands on the rope here, right? Is there anything you'd like to do with your turn before Pluto ascends?
Gonna wrap my arm around the rope. No, actually, I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna get pulled down. I'm gonna take my sword out and I'm gonna send it to. I'm searching for crits here.
Fishing for crits, you might say.
Fishing for crits. Yeah, yeah.
Get it? Because
Damn.
it's a water session. It's a river.
I'm not
session.
listening to you anymore. This is miserable.
Did you get any crits?
No, I didn't.
Okay. All right. I am going to take another legendary action to move. So I am going to have this guy actually start moving this way and after the whale. So it's still fighting Pluto and it is moving towards the whale, but that's it. And then it is its turn. So it cannot bite the whale if I've still got Pluto in my mouth. So I have to focus on Pluto still. So let me just do that. Let me do 2 bites on Pluto. So I'm going to do 2 attacks, multi-attack.
And he takes 4 damage as well.
And he does take 4 damage. It's force damage, right? So
Yeah.
and there's no
force.
attack there, so he's taken 8 damage from these attacks so far. I accidentally hit the storm sound button, so now it's going to start raining.
It's
I'll
good.
let you know just how little I have planned for these adventures.
That's ominous.
Alright, so I'm going to need you to take... you're taking half damage. It would be 43 damage. And you are still hanging in there, filling his mouth. You are keeping him from eating anything else, which is, saying something. So, that is the end of his turn. We have survived 4 rounds against the Dragon Eater.
4 more rounds.
So we're going to start top of round 5, sorry. Pluto, you are in the mouth of the beast. He has literally swum you away from the rope. So the rope is not within range unless you jump out and head back for it. Presidith is swiftly getting away to the north, or to the sky, and the whale is swiftly getting away to the west. What do you do?
I guess I'll just. Is the whale within like jumping range where I could like jump out of his mouth?
Yes, he's chasing the whale because he's anticipating, right, swallowing you and then eating the whale. So the whale is within jumping range if you were to jump out of his mouth and onto the whale.
This is weird, but could I like hold my action so that when he goes to try and bite again, I could like use strength against it?
You can dodge, which will give him disadvantage on the attacks.
Okay, yeah, sure.
We will move on to Eldrina. Eldrina, you're riding the whale. You're getting to safety, but the Leviathan
Hello.
here is chasing you.
I would like to banish it, please.
All right.
It targets a creature, not a person. So I will yell, drop, before I cast it.
Classic.
So it will make a charisma saving throw. So it got a 14 total.
Does it have to go against my spell save DC? Oh,
does.
honey, guess what? It's a 16.
It is going to choose to succeed instead.
Oh, you dick!
Legendary action, son.
Damn it.
So it will succeed on the banishment save. So I will Eldrina, you got a move and a bonus. Presidith is
I'm gonna
not
pat
going...
the whale and say, scoot, 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 scoot.
How far are we from land? We are approximately 1 round away from land.
Oh gosh, I thought he was gonna say halfway there.
And then in that case, Green, it's your turn.
There's nothing I can do. I'm not gonna waste a bullet. I'm gonna lean forward to Presidith, and I'm gonna start coiling the rope back up. So that's kind of useless. And I'm gonna say, stay above it. But we're gonna try and grab Pluto on another swing through. But do not get close to it. And then I'm gonna ready the rope for another throw. And what I want to do is throw it as soon as it's close enough to like touch. It's 50 feet. As soon as it's close enough to touch Pluto. Yeah.
Great. So I'll say then, as you are doing all of that, Green, Thimble, who is also up there, and you've got your night vision specs going on as well.
Keep an eye to the
you
sky.
Can see, you can see that we have flown higher now. We have left the surface of the water, where the dark waters and the moving waves mask our silhouette. We have gone higher, which is, unfortunately, as a side effect, made us quite a lot more visible to creatures who are lurking in the skies. Thimble, there's a dragon on us.
Presidith, there's a dragon on us.
Dragon on us?
Yeah, there's a dragon on us. Green, there's a dragon on us.
Does that... I don't know if that changes what you want to do, Green, with anything
That would
of your
change what I
turn.
would want to do.
I would think so.
So, I'm gonna whip the rope back up, and I'm gonna prime the 3rd grenade. And I want to throw it above the dragon, have it explode, and try to force the dragon to go down to the water. Can it be sleight of hand?
Yeah.
That's a 27.
So, Green, as you throw the grenade backwards, it explodes over the head of this copper dragon that is giving chase. And you can see him roar back, and he stops. His wings flutter out almost like wind catchers, which stops his motion. He disappears off. He swerves away.
I turn back to Thimble and say, I'm out of grenades. That's all my options.
I give you... here, I have a couple here. And I give you 2.
I grab them and pocket them, and I undelete what I just deleted from my character sheet.
We will pass it over to Lorna. It is your turn. You are the whale.
I'm gonna swim for my life. Actually,
yeah? Oh.
Instead, hope Eldrina's gonna trust me. Alright, I'm going to drop Polymorph and hold on to Eldrina and cast Dimension Door.
Yes!
300 feet.
To the back of Presidith.
I am going to need a D8 roll from you, Lorna. So I'm just going to need you to roll a D8.
That's a 6.
Not the worst thing in the world that could have happened. And I don't blame you, because we've only been on this island for a few days. But your mind races back as the teleporting energies start to go awry slightly. The spell works. It doesn't fail. But as you hold on tight, and you feel yourselves warping through the weave's fabric, things are wonky here on Kiston. And just as we were told when we were first being brought in, they could not teleport us to the island. They could not port us into the caves because teleportation magic is weird here. Yeah. And so the dimension door is going to work. However, it's going to take us in 6 directions. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's going to take us back towards Presidith, but south. So you guys are going to jump 60, 70 feet, towards Presidith, but you're going to miss him. You're going to be just south of him. And you guys are going to fall 30 feet into the water again. Luckily, because it's the water, you take no damage, but you are not on Presidith's back for that.
Well, I got nothing. That was my idea. Sorry.
So, in that case, I will move on to Thimble. Thimble, we have the rope. We are over top of the Dragon Eater, which has Pluto on it, which means if we do want to put the rope down, we can get Pluto. Also, keep in mind, Thimble, that we have definitely attracted the attention of the dragons in the air, and who knows when the next one's going to see us.
Right. Presidith Do you know about these legends, if this thing can go on land?
I don't know anything! I gotta get out of here!
Okay, alright, great.
He's flapping, he's flying, he's panicking.
Bite down on this rope. It'll help with the pain!
Okay!
And...
He will bite down on the rope very hard. I would say you've got a pretty strong anchor there.
Hold on. Alright. I mean, since we've already got its attention, I guess I'll try to cast my Searing Arc Strike at it, which lets me cast Burning Hands.
So,
A dexterity save. Yeah. Probably pretty good at that.
So, 23.
Okay, great. So 3d6, half it. So 4 damage.
And we'll move on. So that's it for Thimble. It is the Leviathan's turn. So the Dragon Eater, on this last round, as land is approaching in the distance, he is going to go ahead and try one more time to get this dang thing in his mouth. So I will do 2 attacks. They are at disadvantage as Pluto is still dodging. That is going to be a 21. So I got a 3 on the die, which is a 19. So we'll say that on the first chomp, you know, it's going in, it closes its mouth briefly around you. You can feel yourself being pierced by some of its back teeth through your legs. And then as he opens his mouth again to go in for a second bite, you know, you pull yourself up and over the creature's mouth, so you're just kind of standing on either lip as the mouth closes again, and it completely misses you. I will roll the 1 hit. Okay, so that one was a 29.
I look bad, guys. I look real bad. And I am grabbing that rope.
Alright, so as soon as the rope is grabbed, you guys can see Pluto ascending. Pluto comes up to the top here. We'll get onto Presidith's back. And Presidith is out of range. That will be the end of round 5. Congratulations, players. You have survived 5 rounds against the Leviathan. So with Presidith being out of range, and with no dragon-sized prey, you guys will watch as the Dragon Eater is going to disappear back under the surface. He is not interested in you, Eldrina, or Laura. Becoming not a whale was actually probably one of the safest things you could have done.
I'll take it.
Do you just want to go and just swim?
I'm gonna upcast polymorph, and I'll be a smaller, aquatic mammal, like a dolphin.
Okay.
Amazing.
Grab a dolphin.
You sounded so upset. A smaller, I guess.
A penguin.
I like the whale.
I was so ready to go down to 0 HP. No lie.
I'm surprised you lasted. Yeah.
Eldrina, I don't know if you've ever dreamed of riding on a dolphin, but you're riding on a dolphin.
Oh, I have. I have. This is great.
And it's got the same speed as a killer whale.
You met a dragon,
So.
you rode a dolphin.
You go to whale.
My students are going to love hearing about this adventure. They're not going to believe it.
So, unfortunately, as you guys are riding very small, keeping it very close to the water, and staying safe, there's a different story in the skies above. Now, Presidith, having been scared off by the Dragon Eater, is keeping a little too high away from the water now, staying out of range. He is now very, very visible, as we saw, to the various patrols of the sky. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down another creature that is chasing us here. So, you guys can see another dark beast flying towards you guys in the distance. We are essentially in a chase sequence here. We're going to start with Green here. Green, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna look at Thimble and nod once. And I'm gonna flip out the next grenade. I'm gonna cock the pin off. And I'm gonna sleight of hand throw it because I want it to hit above the dragon. See if I can't get it to dive down towards the water.
All right, let's get another sleight of hand check on that.
It's a 26.
Oh yeah, so Thimble and Pluto, you guys see Green just kind of leans back on Presidith's tail, gets as far back as he can, and then he lobs the grenade not at the dragon, but just above the dragon, in such a way that the dragon is thrown downwards, both by the blast and in self-preservation. In doing so, the dragon goes so far down that you see a shape emerge out of the water, grab the dragon from the skies, and submerge again.
God, yes.
Count as a kill for me, because I think it does.
Yeah, an entire dragon.
I'm just like laying in pieces, and I give you a thumbs up.
I'm gonna look at Thimble, and I'm gonna just toss the other grenade back towards him. And nod.
I catch it open-mouthed.
Unfortunately, once the dragons have started coming, you know, once the roars have gone out and attention has been drawn this way, we are far more obvious. Our stealth has been blown. And I am going to move over to the next person in line here, which will be Thimble in that case. So Thimble, I'm going to say that as you guys get closer to the water here, looking back, you can see that indeed there is another set of 2 dragons this time that have followed the heed of the one that came before them.
Great.
What do you do?
Do you think that we're not gonna get so lucky the second time, you don't think? Are we, Green? You think there's only one of those things in the water?
I would hope that there's only one of those things in the water, but also, yes, I think.
Alright. Here's a grenade, just in case. Have it. And I'm gonna cast a few searing sunbolts their way. Hopefully they're easier to hit. I'm always trying to blind people. I'm trying to blind them.
Approach. Got it. So I'm going to do 2 Constitution saving throws then. 1 for each of them. All right, that is going to be a fail. So they will slow down as you look back, Pluto. You can see that there's grenades being thrown behind us. There are basically magical flares being thrown in the faces of the dragons as they pursue us. And the dragons do pull back for a second and reel as they rub at their face, and they are going to lag behind. You know, that's not going to stop their pursuit, but they are now further behind. You are getting away.
That's it for me.
All right, so at the top of the next round then here, I'm going to roll a d10 to see what is the dominant effect. Great. So in this case, a white dragon from above. So the white dragon comes from above, and he is going to lace us with not an ice beam like we were hit in the plane, but rather a finer dusting of ice. As the hail rains down on us from above, Presidith suddenly becomes very hard to keep a hold of, as a thin, very, very smooth layer of ice coats everything. So at the end of the round, we're all going to make a check, just like we did with the strength saves, Lorna and Eldrina, as you guys are getting away. At this point in time, since you've had a few seconds, a minute, you can look back and you can see that Presidith is in trouble. So at the top of the round, as usual, Pluto, what would you like to do?
Can I throw a javelin at one of its wings?
With the intention of taking it out of the sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just make that a normal attack roll then.
17.
That is a success. That is a hit. I will say that that will successfully hit the white dragon in the left wing here. And you'll see him start to go crooked as he starts to spiral down a little bit and off to the left.
Can I use my other action just to take another sip of my alcohol flask? I'm hurt.
Absolutely. Give me a roll.
Got a 10. It's bad. No bueno. Polge.
Right, so with the terrible liquor pouring down your throat, burning you from the inside out, we're going to move on to Eldrina. So Eldrina, you're pretty far away. Well, from Presidith, I think I said he was 20 feet up, and I know you're a solid 40 feet ahead of him. The other thing you're far away from
White
is
dragon?
the pursuers. So you're, you know, over 120 feet away. You need something that has a range of like
That's
200,
fine.
300.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have Eldritch Spear, so we're gonna go ahead and use that on the white dragon and go for his wing that's already injured.
300-foot range, let's go!
Jeez.
Unnatural 20 to hit it.
Excellent. So that is a hit. So I will go ahead and hit his other wing as he's spiraling out of the way. And from basically a football field away,
So
you are going to
that's
have
gonna
him
be-
push back even further. So I have marked him off. He has gone away. That is a success. And I will move on. Green.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, keep going, Lorna.
Okay, roughly how far is... Because I don't actually see any dragons where we are, where I have a view on right now.
Yeah, so we have, because of the grenades and the Eldritch Blast, you know, we are, you know, 150 feet minimum away from the furthest dragon, but they are still pursuing us. So even though the distance has increased, we still need to try to find ways to get them off of us.
Okay, I'm gonna prep an action then, because it's too far for me to really do anything realistically. And I don't even know if this is gonna work, but whatever. So I have 2 Warforged crystals that power the Warforged. So I'm gonna try to throw it towards a dragon, and if I can maybe like Deadeye shoot it with my pistol, see if it explodes or something like that. If a dragon gets close enough, and if not,
okay.
Or if I miss, I threw like Assault Rock then.
Sure.
Sweet.
Then in that case, we'll just hold there, and we'll move on. So it is Lorna. It is your turn.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
Okay. We'll keep you moving. You are a little bit slower than Presidith, so actually I'll probably move you back, because Presidith will be moving faster. And we'll move on. The dolphin has nothing to do against the dragons. Thimble, it is your turn. You're up here, buddy. Oh, he disappeared. Thimble? Are you that afraid of combat? Are you afraid of confrontation, Thimble?
Oh no.
He's on his way back. Where's he at? There he is.
Here I am.
Alright, Thimble, it's your turn. You are up here on Presidith's back. What do you want to do?
Great.
You are
You said the
150
nearest
feet away
dragon.
from the nearest dragon.
Great, I'll send another Searing Sunburst. Do the same thing, hopefully.
What's the range on that, by chance?
150.
Wow, there you go.
100, yep.
That is the number I gave you off the top of my head, yes.
Yes, it is. Range 150 feet.
So I have to make another Constitution save. That is a natural. I can show you that on camera. That is a natural what, James? A natural what? A natural 1.
Ah,
So,
idiot! This guy's an idiot!
so as the copper dragon approaches and gets close again, you close in on him with another one of those searing sun blasts. And not only is he going to be blinded, he's going to be so blinded that he's going to stop in place, and the green dragon, coming up from behind him is going to bash into him, and the two will collide in midair, which will spiral them into each other and then into the water. Well, they will not get eaten at the moment. Other guys not being done eaten. But they will essentially be out of the race. Which means all we know at the moment is that white dragon that's still behind us is still on his way. These two are going to swiftly disappear as we speed off. I will mark another 2 successes there.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, you had the range and the natural 1, so that worked out well for you. So, we're going to move on then. It is... that's the end of round 6. So, Pluto, we're back to you. You are on the back of Presidith here.
Right.
You've got your night vision goggles on, so everything's still a nice, healthy shade of green.
Yeah.
I guess all dragons are green dragons when you're using night vision.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what you mean by copper. They're all green, obviously. Yeah, I guess I'll, I can't do much, so I'll just, I guess I'll hold my action. Yeah.
Alright, that's no problem.
I can't,
So,
can I roll any hit dice?
no, you do need a short rest, unless you have a special power. So what I am going to do, because I do apologize, before Pluto does go, not that Pluto did anything, I do need to do these saving throws. So everybody who is on Presidith's back, so Green, Pluto, and Thimble, I will need the 3 of you to make a... What check is it? It is a strength saving throw. You are
Damn it.
basically trying to hold on and not fall off.
It's an 18 for Pluto.
Okay.
And you were saying before that Arcane Rebuke doesn't do anything here.
No, because this isn't an attack. You're not taking damage or anything.
Okay.
14 for green.
Okay.
It's an unnatural 1.
Okay. So the good news is, as part of the chase sequence, as you guys start to slip off, Presidith is going to feel you guys losing grip, sliding down his tail, and almost falling off. And he himself will spread his wings out to slow himself down, and he will back up and raise his tail up and try to catch you guys. So you do not fall off and back into the water. However, we're going to lose ground. So the chase is going to tighten up a little bit. As we have stopped to catch ourselves, the white dragon is going to be right behind us again. And at the top of the round, just like we rolled for him last time, I'm going to roll.
I got my prepped action too, for when a pursuer gets close enough.
Yes, yeah, we can.
I don't know if that's even, yeah.
Let me see. It might not actually be the white dragon who catches up, because in this case, having rolled a 1, it's actually going to be a blue dragon. Let's do this. Let's have it be from the side. You guys are going to get blindsided by a duo of creatures that is pursuing you in the perpendicular direction. You are going to see a blue dragon being ridden by a wyvern. As it comes at us from this side direction, we are surprised as it hits us with a massive shock that does not hit us.
How far away are we from land?
We can get to land if we can get these dragons off of us, is what I'll say. It is not a matter of distance, it is a matter of safety. As soon as the coast is clear, we will be at the coast. As soon as the coast is literally clear, the coast is clear.
I'm thinking. Sorry. Alright, I'm going to touch Lorna and, like, let her know what just happened. Am I close enough to them that I can touch their mind?
What's the range of your
30 feet?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, and then I'm gonna tell Lorna, let's keep going as fast as you can.
Alright. Then we're gonna move on. That's gonna be green. Green, you are, we'll say, 40 feet away from the approaching duo.
Okay. I'm gonna try my thing then. Why not? Just, like, throw the crystal as hard as I can towards and just pull the pistol out. Try to take aim as it arcs through the air. And as I think I got a shot, I'm gonna fire. And try to hit the crystal and see if it explodes or does anything. And if it doesn't, well, I'll reload.
Okay, let's make that... we only need 1 check for that. So let's just make that a... Let's make it just another sleight of hand, just like the grenade. I think if this is similar enough.
A 30, I should say.
Instead of 30?
A 30. I have 12 sleight of hand. It's like my one good skill.
Yeah.
I'm really good at talking and pickpocketing people, not much else.
Jesus Christ.
And with that, a small crystal is thrown out towards the dragons. And as it gets to about there, you guys can hear the sound of a gunshot, an explosion. And the next thing you know, there is a flash of light, the sizzle of purple waves of magic that spread out as the crystal has shattered, and maybe even the faint sound of a scream, like an ethereal yelp. And the next thing you know, the shards and the energy has blasted the duo completely out of the sky. And you, as the light clears, you have no idea where they've gone.
I think that's the second dragon I've killed. Guys, I'm doing really well.
2.5.
2.5. I'm gonna quickly start reloading the pistol. I only have 1 more crystal. Does anybody have anything else? Apparently this is the only thing I'm good at.
I have a grenade and these sunbursts.
I give you another thumbs up, Green.
Well, the good news is...
actually, I have all of the crystals.
After the burst, as you guys look out, the white dragon also doesn't appear to be seen anywhere. He's gone down after he was hitting the wings a few times. And all of the other dragons have either hit the water and lost track of us, or they've been eaten. And it looks like we have successfully survived this set of dragons. And we are able to make it, all of us, all of 6 of us, we are able to make it to the coast. So, let me go ahead and throw us to the other side of the Kiston River. So, like Presidith said, when we get right out of the water and onto this coast, this massive rocky beach on this other side is nothing like the jungle coast that we left. In fact, you know, as you look up, this wall of rock extends immeasurably up to the sky, and up to what might possibly be the highest peak in the whole Montiferous Range. This is probably the place, you have to think. And your thoughts are confirmed as seconds later, Presidith, catching his breath, in a very hushed tone, leans over to you, Thimble, to his left. As you get off of him, he says, "All right, well, that was the easy part." And he looks up, and you can see that, you know, a half mile up the mountain, there are holes in the sides of the cliffs where dragons are flying in and out. And he says, "Right in there, the Crystal City. That's where the wheel is."
We've got a long road ahead of us.
I collapse on the shore.
I vote for a nap.
I will help Lorna up if she wants to, or I'll just sit down next to her.
Shall we try to find some place to rest?
Yeah, Presidith, is there anywhere on the coastline that we can rest that is out of sight of... at?
I mean, the beach, even though the beach is rocky, right, it is still a beach. He says, we could just kind of dig a big hole and hide in it, I guess. Anyone here good at digging? You are, right, Hop?
I'm sure my great-great-great-grandfather was, but no, not me.
Oh.
I've still got these 1 jar, or maybe half a jar of this marvelous pigment, if we want to try to create a small cave system.
That's true, that's right. Last night we did sleep using a jar and a half of pigments to make a hole. Do we have more than a jar and a half?
Another jar. I pull it out defeatedly.
I think Eldrina used her jar, and I have half a jar. So that's a jar and a half?
That is a jar and a half. That gives us exactly what we needed, like we did last night, to sleep.
I think that's what we need to do. Is everyone alright with that?
Yeah, and I'd advise going up the coastline, because I don't know how... I don't want to be sleeping in a flooded cave.
That's a good point.
With
Yeah.
tides.
So then we can do that.
So, Presidith, I do have a question. All those holes up there, they're full of dragons?
Oh yeah, the cave, it's got lots of entrances and exits, but none of them are down here. We don't need to walk into our house, we can just fly.
So what you're saying is we are going to have to fly directly in?
Oh yeah, as soon as you guys are all rested up, I'll make sure I fly us up there. That's
You make sure you get some rest too, buddy.
just like old
I hate
times.
to bring this up, but do you think... You remember the Warforged? They said they had a secret way in?
Yeah. They did say that. Though,
Well,
my concern is as follows. Presidith can't see them. Meaning that if we do happen to find this secret entrance, we're walking in without any ability for him to do anything if we run into trouble. And without any way for him to defend himself if we run into trouble. But if we find that door, I guarantee you I can get it open. Without a doubt.
Me too. Alright.
So
Well,
while
then
you
I
guys
guess
are
we'll
having this
rest
conversation, I was going to say Pluto and Thimble are likely getting all of their pigments together. It's so funny that 3 of you came to this adventure with pigments. Like, pigments must be really big in the realm right now. Like, just something that they're like fidget spinners.
Super pop.
Right? It's the year 1293. Everybody's got pigments. So I will throw down a big old hole for you guys to live in then.
So exhausted. I'm gonna like kind of like collapse down on the ground and like try and use you, Thimble, as like to help support me up.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna let that happen. We'd be like, ah! Excuse me?
Man, come on. Just help me back up. I'm so tired.
I'm sorry. I take off my little backpack and I lay it down for you.
Green, what if we had something to give them? They really did like my bag of holding.
And the crystals inside of it.
And the crystals inside of it.
The only thing
after our last encounter with them, I can't imagine they're going to be particular fans of us. You know, considering Tuning Fork will have gone back and probably told them, you know, to be on the lookout for us.
I don't know. I think I might have left Tuning Fork, and I think our relationship is maybe okay. He did say that he would... I gave him one of the crystals, and he said that he'd take it as, like, an apology. So maybe he's going back and just saying maybe they're not half bad. But probably not. You're probably right.
we also killed 6 of them.
Did you forget about the time when they, like, you know, tried to ambush you too? Did you forget about that? Did you get hit in the head or something? Because they totally tried to stab you.
I did, actually. Yeah, I was knocked out. I'm not sure how we're going to do this.
I am all for the back entrance. I am. Because I really don't want to be flying up into the middle of all these dragons. Because even though we found out the crystals can be used to hurt them, how many do we have?
19.
If they have a back entrance, what's saying there's not another entrance? If they don't use the land and they just use the skies to get in, why don't we make our own entrance with the crystals?
They're not just.
I mean, we did make them blow up.
That was a pretty big boom.
Yeah, I worry about, you know, setting off a firecracker in front of the High Richter's house. Do you know what I mean? It's not... You don't tend to survive the Inquisition afterwards.
What if we traced these? So, if we found... So, instead of going looking for the Warforged and hoping they would share their secrets with us, what if these tunnels are used by them a lot?
Could work.
Yeah. Be willing to see the entrance before we make a decision. I think that's a smart... Knowing all of our options.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's another option besides flying up into the heart of it, I'm all for it.
Yeah, as much as I am about jumping into the fray, Pluto needs a nap. A nice long nap before he does anything like that again.
I will say flying in is pretty ballsy. They might not know how to handle it.
Catch him off guard.
Yeah. They seem to be underestimating us already.
What if when we flew in, we had a distraction?
What kind of distraction?
We gave them someone.
I'm gonna look at every single person in the room.
What, are
And-
you guys going to give me away too?
What?
What? No!
No, I think
No! I was thinking, what if Lorna did that dragon thing, but with you? Not you, but it's you.
it looks like you. I think I'm catching on what you're saying, right? An illusion.
An illusion. So if they see something that looks like you, they'll go for you.
But you're gonna be.
We would never give you away.
Risky. I could do it. Do you think that would distract all of them?
No, I
There's a lot of dragons up
I
there.
don't think so.
I have another idea.
But
though.
even if it distracts some of them,
That's true.
We could do a couple because you said so. We have 19 of these crystals.
We have 19.
we do, yeah.
That explosion was pretty big with one of them. Now multiply it by 10. We got gunpowder. I could rig something up quick. And get away in time. Hopefully. Maybe.
Also,
Probably not.
also, Presidith, well, what did you say? You said that gave you away again.
No, I mean, you guys were trying to give me away, you said. But not really me, like a fake me. Like, you're not really giving me away, but it's like a
Oh.
big trick.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, we would never give you away. You've been very helpful.
Yeah.
That would just be not productive.
We would never give you away because we don't want to give you away, not just because of the helpfulness, Presidith, Eldrina.
So, like, you would give me away, but, like, it'd be a trick. You wouldn't really be giving me away.
You would be carrying us
It would
up
be
into
a
the
fake
mountain.
you.
Yes.
You wouldn't
Yes, it
really
would
be
be an
trading me.
illusion of you.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Who would want to give you away?
Did somebody trade you before?
What?
We should get some rest.
Okay.
Come on, the hole's already done.
Yeah, you deserve some rest, Presidith. Why don't you conk out, Ace? Good flying, by the
All
way.
right. Thanks. Let's go ahead and get some short rest dice rolled. So I am not going to be able to give you guys a long rest tonight. I'll give you a couple minutes here, 1 or 2 minutes, to roll however many short dice you would like to roll and heal up. I believe you guys are all familiar with how that works.
What's a D8 for Song of Rest?
Yes,
Nice.
plus an extra D8 on top of it for Song of Rest. Thank you, Bard. So we'll say 6 hours into the night. This is probably the longest real rest we've gotten in a while, but we get a nice
James,
solid
can I
6
ask you a
hours.
question?
Yeah, sure. What's up, Pluto?
So remember we were talking about how, as an Urson, I have that restful feature?
Yes. So on a long rest, you'll get all of your dice back.
Okay.
So that doesn't apply to this, but
Right,
you do
right.
get, you can spend as much as you want, and then on your next long rest, you'll get them back. So in this case, we got all of our dice back when we slept in the hole last time. We got a long rest then. This time, we're not getting a full long rest, so we have to spend those hit dice.
Okay, sounds
The
good.
reason why we are going to be waking up is because the beach is going to obviously shake with the sounds. And when you guys wake up, you guys can see that Presidith is not in the little hut with us. So I'm going to take him out. What is your first instinct? What do you do?
Or I'm gonna try and sneak my way up and look out, peek my head over the rampart, so to speak.
Sure.
I'm gonna miss.
All right, so I'll
a
take you away. You're in misty form.
19 for stealth check.
Okay. Sure. Poking your head out. Thimble and Lorna, any gut reactions there? Maybe Pluto?
Yeah, I guess I'll try to stealth too.
Yeah, sure.
I
Stealth it
just
up.
pop my head out, see where the dragon is.
Sure.
See
of
what
course.
beside us is.
17 stealth.
Thank you. So, when you step out of the hole and look out onto the beach, you do see Presidith. It is just outside on the beach looking up to the cliffs here. And on the cliffs, a creature sits.
You have done well, Presidith. You have kept them alive. Well done. And now, you deliver them unto me.
As you guys have popped your head out, you can see the eyes, the massive red glowing eyes of Yatil Yavelg as they dart independently, making contact with you in the hole, seeing you, seeing your mist. You are not hidden. He knows you are there. But he takes his time to praise Presidith. And as you all look back to our lovely red friend, he simply bows his head down, bowing to Yatil. And with that, we are going to end our 10th session of It Came from Kiston. So, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments, for playing along from home, and for keeping up with us this whole time. We will be back in 2 weeks